Brooke, I don't understand it. The last time I was here, you and Ridge were so close.
I know.
And now you're marrying Grant tomorrow, and Ridge is marrying Taylor the next day?
This is all so bizarre, Mother. It started as a simple little moment, and it got blown way out of proportion, and now it's just snowballing into a disaster.
Please, tell me what happened.
It began in September, when the spring showing was coming up, and Grant was very excited that his new men's line was going to be a part of it. Well, Eric and Ridge decided, and I agreed, that Grant's men's line should be shown independently of the women's line. Needless to say, Grant was very upset, of course. So he drove up to the cabin just to cool off. He and I had become very good friends. And he also told me that he had feelings for me, but I told him that could never go anywhere. So he was even more upset. Anyway, I drove up to the cabin to talk to him about the fashion show. It was a good talk, a soulful talk. We ironed out a lot of differences, and he wished me well with Ridge. And then he kissed me. What I didn't know was that Ridge, who had also come up to talk to Grant, saw us through the window. One innocent kiss, Mother. And it may very well have destroyed my life.
Come in.
Yeah, what do you want?
It's about this wedding tomorrow.
Oh, you're not hoping I'm gonna ask you to be my best man, are you?
She doesn't love you, Grant. This whole thing's a farce.
It's no farce to me.
Tell me, what do you expect to get out of this? Good job? Position of power? I think Brooke's made it pretty clear that is not gonna happen.
Well, maybe not now, but give it some time. After all, we have until death, and that's a pretty good run at it. So it's a safe bet that somewhere along the line, she's gonna start feeling differently about me. And then there will be some changes around here.
She's desperate, Grant. You're marrying a desperate woman. She wouldn't even be doing this if I wasn't marrying Taylor.
But you are marrying Taylor, so unless you called me here to say that it's off, you and I have nothing to discuss. Tomorrow, it's me and Brooke. And you know what you have to do to stop it.
Yes, I do. That's why I wanted to see you.
What are you doing?
Fixing your dinner.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't eat this stuff.
Well, you do now. Hey, isn't this place great? I just love this kitchen.
Pokey, Lou, I am so glad you bought me this house.
So am I, my darling.
Maybe you two would like some time alone.
No, we're not embarrassed to show affection.
And you will get used to it.
After all, we're going to wait on you hand and foot, feed you the healthiest food in the world.
You know, you're going to be in better shape here than you've ever been before in your entire life.
Is that a promise?
It's a guarantee. I'll do anything to ensure that this baby is born healthy, and I mean anything.
Well, you know what they say. What a baby needs most in life is love. Lots of it.
But that's after it's born, isn't it?
I don't remember hearing that part.
Dinner time, gang! Oh, doesn't this look good?
trouble over a kiss?
It seems ridiculous, doesn't it?
It is ridiculous.
The problem is, Mother, Stephanie got involved.
Oh, no.
She led Ridge to believe that Grant and I were having a full-blown affair.
I didn't believe it.
She made a strong case.
Were you having an affair?
No, we were just good friends. But Stephanie, watching us, of course, painted this really ugly picture. Anyway, the whole thing culminated on the day of the fashion show. Definitely the worst day of my life. I was so positive that Ridge was going to propose to me. He designed the wedding gown, the one that was the centerpiece of the fashion show, to fit me. And I knew the whole plan. He was going to call me and tell me that the model who was supposed to wear it was out of commission, and would I please model it. Well, all day long, I was walking on air. I prepared for a wedding proposal. Had my hair done, my makeup, everything. I was almost delirious with excitement. Then, as the time drew near for the wedding dress to be shown, I waited for the call, for Ridge to put his plan in effect. But he didn't call. So I went down to the showroom, looking for him, expecting that at any minute he'd tell me I'd have to model the dress for him. It never happened. And as I stood there watching, the dress came out on the runway. And when the veil was lifted, it was Taylor who was wearing it. I felt so ill, I thought it was going to collapse. And when Ridge came out and took her hand and proposed to her, I can't describe what that did to me, Mother. I don't know if I'll ever get over that.
How could he do this to you?
He was tired. He was tired of waiting for something that didn't seem like it was ever going to happen. So he gave up. Ridge gave up on me, Mom.
What is all this?
Everything your baby needs to be totally healthy. First of all, we have mint tea. Now that helps with the digestion and keeps you from throwing up.
I wouldn't want that.
Those are bean sprouts. Now, I know you've had those before.
Well, not knowingly.
That's high in enzymes and B vitamins.
When did you become such an expert at all this?
Well, I've been doing a lot of reading.
Spinach?
Kale.
Very high in folic acid.
You know, I'd eat sulfuric acid before I eat this crap. I'm hungry. My baby is hungry. I am growing a meat and potatoes child in here, okay? Not a herbivore. So if you please, I would like something red that used to walk this earth on 4 legs. I'll be in my room. Call me when dinner's ready.
I'll go talk to her.
I'm willing to make a compromise, Grant.
Well, I'm listening.
Forrester signs a long-term agreement guaranteeing you employment. And in turn, you agree not to marry Brooke tomorrow.
That's your proposal. Boy, you really want it for yourself, don't you?
I don't want her married to someone she doesn't love, Grant.
Well, the answer is no. If you want Brooke, you gotta pay the piper, my friend, and break it off with Taylor.
Damn it, Grant. Don't you have any integrity at all? You know damn well this isn't what she wants. It's doomed from the start. This is no way to start a marriage. You don't marry someone under these circumstances. Not if you're any kind of a human being.
Whoa, Ridge, please, please. I don't want to be your adversary. But like anyone else in this world, I have to take advantage of my opportunities, and there's a huge one knocking at my door. Now, Brooke is an amazing woman. I wake up every morning and I look in the mirror and I cannot believe that I am going to marry this woman tomorrow. This gorgeous, incredibly sexy, brilliant woman is going to become my wife. And you want me to turn away from that? For a guaranteed paycheck? Let me ask you something. Would you?
There's still something that I don't understand, Brooke.
I know, Mom. You're wondering why I'm engaged to Grant. It's a gamble. Not that Grant isn't a fine, decent human being whom I know would make a fine husband. But when Ridge proposed to Taylor, I had to do something. I had to make him realize how much he hurt me. And I had to serve him notice. And let him know that if he was going to stay engaged to Taylor, he was going to lose me.
But honey, wasn't he trying to lose you? Isn't that why he was marrying Taylor?
No, I strongly believe that he proposed to Taylor out of anger, not out of love. He was very upset with me, Mom. He was very upset. And I had to shake him up somehow and show him that things had gotten way out of hand. So I held a press conference, and I announced that Grant was being promoted. That henceforth, he'd be designing couture instead of the men's line. And I made another announcement. That Grant and I were going to be married. Ridge, of course, was caught off guard. He was stunned. He tried to get me to back off, but I wouldn't. I told him the only way I would change my mind about marrying Grant is if he changed his mind about marrying Taylor.
And of course he didn't.
So that's where things stand. Tomorrow, I have a wedding.
Unless Ridge stops you.
There's only one way he can do that.
Honey, you have to reach out one more time. You have to give Ridge one more chance to save face.
Mom, this isn't about saving face. This is about two people's lives, two people who should be together but aren't because of some big colossal misunderstanding.
You have to make one more effort, Brooke. You have to.
You're right. One last effort.
May I come in?
Sure, it's your house.
Sheila, this is going to be your room for the next 8 months.
Yeah, Maggie's not going to let me forget just whose room it's going to be when I'm gone either.
This is the only other bedroom we have in this house, Sheila.
It doesn't matter. Okay, I'm here. I'm going to make the best of it. I mean, this baby is only half mine. It's half yours, too. There's a part of you that's growing inside of my body. Part of your life.
I assume by that you mean you're going to let us help you bring a healthy baby into the world?
Yeah, that's part of it.
A part of it?
But come on, you're a doctor. You know what goes on with pregnant women. I mean, their hormones, their passions, their hot flashes. I'm going through all of that right now, James, and I'm going to be going through that for months. You need to ask yourself a question. Are you going to be able to handle that?
Is Brooke here?
No, she just left. You must be Grant. I'm Brooke's mother. Beth?
Oh, Beth. It's nice to finally meet you. Well, I am looking for Brooke. Do you know where she is?
Yes.
Are you going to tell me?
Why don't you come in, Grant? Brooke speaks very highly of you.
Well, you have an incredible daughter.
I know.
But I can sense that you're not too sure about me.
I don't know you, Grant. I'd never even heard of you prior to very recently. As a matter of fact, the only man that I've known to be a part of my daughter's life for the past few years is Ridge. They dated, they were engaged, they even got married once. That was annulled. She's been in love with this man for virtually her entire adult life. And now I come here expecting that this marriage she's been talking about all summer is finally going to happen, and what do I find? She's not going to marry Ridge. She's engaged to marry you. Do you see how this might be confusing, even disconcerting to me, Grant?
Yes, I can see where it might be upsetting Mrs. Logan, but with all due respect, Brooke's history with Ridge, in my opinion, has gone on 8 years too long. You see, if a man really wants to marry a woman, then he marries her. Doesn't drag it out for a decade, not if he really loves her. Now, Ridge and Brooke's ship has sailed, and they weren't on it. But tomorrow night, hers and mine will sail, and we will be on it.
Sheila, I have to believe that you realize that I'm not only married to Maggie, I'm committed to her. I'm also very much in love with her, and that it's not about to change.
Well, I'm just saying I can't be held accountable for biological factors of which I have no control over.
You were talking about these raging hormones, yes?
Yes, precisely. I mean, pregnancy changes things, James. I mean, a woman gets a surge of desire to be with her mate.
You don't have a mate, Sheila.
I'm talking biochemistry here. All right, okay, you're a doctor, you study that, get with the program, okay? It's natural instinct. I mean, the pregnant female has a desire, an urge to couple with the male that impregnated her. I'm not making this up.
What do you expect me to do?
Just warning you.
Then I shall keep my bedroom door firmly locked.
Okay, you can make a joke out of this, but ask any pregnant woman, it's true.
Now, how long does this raging passion, how long is that expected to last?
Oh, they're over after the first or second trimester.
All right, then I shall keep my chastity belt locked until that time.
Okay, you really think this is funny, James, huh? And that's fine. But don't get upset with me when I suddenly lose control. Of course, I can always move out.
No question of that. Maggie and I are going to keep a very close watch on this child. This child is ours, after all, and we do want it to be born healthy.
Fine. Then bring on the kale and carrot juice. I'm game if you are. But consider yourself warned, okay? Maybe I should warn Maggie, too.
That wouldn't be necessary. But this will not be a problem. I can assure you of that.
Well, here we are, little baby. We're living in your daddy's house. And you know what? Nothing is ever going to change that. Nothing. This is the perfect scenario. Perfect.
My dearest darling Ridge.